Assalamu alaikum to everyone. Today I'll talk about the importance of reading newspaper. As we know that in the early period, there were people who used to read newspaper in the early morning. They had a habit of rising in the early morning for reading newspaper. But with the advancement of social media, we just forget to read newspaper, even a single page in a day. Unfortunately, nowadays in this sophisticated world, we are spending our maximum time on the social media. Due to the excessive usage of social media, it causes radioactive radiation, which causes a lot of this trouble to our eyes, to our brain, on our this health issues. And also there is a lot of social security issue. For example, hacking is going on there, scam is going there, murder, rape, everything. There are a lot of, there are a lot of negative disadvantages, negative sides, negative points of social media. But I'm not saying that you don't use the social media. It is up to you. It is in the hand of the user that how to use it. If you just using it for a minimum time, that's okay. For a positive approach, for a positive point, then it's okay. Let it go. Today I'm just gonna talk about the importance of reading newspaper. The first and the most important thing is that if someone have to boost the vocabulary, the wording, so they can boost their vocabulary through reading newspaper. And the second point is, if someone have to boost their writing skill, reading skill, so they also can take the help of a newspaper. By reading newspaper, they can boost their writing, reading skill. And the third point is, for the examination point of view, the current affair. This is most important topic. So current affair is also covered. For example, if someone have to crack the UPSC, if someone have to crack any competitive exam, they can cover the current affair, GK, general knowledge from the newspaper also. So third point is that through the newspaper we can increase the concentration. So the fourth point is we can avoid ourselves from the distraction. For example, if you are reading news from Android mobile phone, then there will be a lot of distraction. For example, if I'm reading news, but in between this time from Android mobile phone, then there will be a lot of distraction. For example, if I'm reading news, but in between this time there will be a notification, there will be a chat, there will be a message from the friend, then there are a lot of distraction by reading news from the Android. So I recommend here to read newspaper. And the fifth one is update ourselves. Like a mobile phone need to be updated with the new features, with the new things. Likewise, we have to update ourselves for the things that are happening in the world. And the sixth one is, we can avoid ourselves from the fake news, because through social media we know that everything's are not true. Some of the most of the things are circulating through social media that are fake. So we can avoid ourselves from these fake things, fake news. And also scams, hacking, we can protect ourselves from the social security issues like hacking, scams. So few points you have to keep in mind while reading newspaper. For example, what is the best way to read newspaper? Because there will be a lot of pages. For example, there are 15 to 20 pages. Should I read every page? So the first point is, you have to identify your purpose. You have to identify your goal, for which purpose you are reading newspaper. For example, if you are reading newspaper for the general knowledge, for current affairs, you have to read only the national as well as international and editorial page. But if you are reading newspaper for the vocabulary purpose, then you have to read any news. You have to read randomly any news, and the most important thing, you have to highlight those words, those new words, whose meaning you don't know. And if you confuse that which newspaper should I read, which newspaper is the best for me. So I recommend here an app which is really best, which is really incredible, the editorial. You have to download it, and you can check, you can read any section of the newspaper. For example, if you are interested to read entertainment, if you're interested in the sports, you can take any news from any newspaper, the Hindu, from the Hindu, from Indian Express, any newspaper. So these were all about the importance of newspaper. I hope this video would be an informative video. I hope you people would take a lot of advantage from this video. Thank you. Have a nice day.